Hi, I'm Joshua Kemble, and this is my Vloggins, and I'm an illustrator, artist, graphic designer, and art director. I've been doing professional art for over 15 years, and basically this is my vlog where I document stuff about my life and also the creative process of working on comics, which is something I do on top of being a full-time art director. So this particular video is pretty interesting, and it's going to kind of go into how I work doing lists, how I kind of balance juggling multiple tasks as a creative, because as creatives we're all kind of constantly shifting and juggling and trying to prioritize different projects, and this is kind of getting into how I handle that process. And as you'll see in this video, I'm not necessarily too successful at it. I'm not always going to tick off everything on my list, but the important thing about lists and creating prioritizations of like things you need to get done are that it helps you to balance multiple things. So yeah, with that being said, before we get into this video too, if you like my videos and stuff like that, like hit subscribe, hit the bell. You'll get notifications every time it's about to go live. And with that, I think I'm gonna just call it a night and crash. But I hope you guys enjoy this little Vloggins. All right. And I have a list of tasks I have to do. This is vlog number 2. My tasks are to, number 1, thumbnail the IRS. These aren't in order of priority, by the way. The IRS thumbnail. To color the page that I finished last night on my live stream. To finish page number 4, that's my ambitious goal. Number 4 is to potentially, maybe if I have time, do one song. I don't know. Number 5 would be a chore chart, like picking up a chore chart for Ben. An air filter for our, we use a swamp cooler, so it's like we gotta go to Home Depot and get an air filter. And number 7, which I've squared around, is work out, which I'm gonna do right now. A couple years ago, I just found myself being exhausted and in pain a lot because I do a really long commute. And so I started implementing a habit where I do a workout every single day. And I'm not like a person who grew up working out or doing anything active, but what I decided to do was take up rowing and quickly fell in love with it. So that's what I got to do this morning. That's Ben, by the way. So I got to do my workout real quick and get that off my list of things to do. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And keep in mind, I am not like an active or workout type of guy.
I'm wearing your Catboy watch. It's just me, Benjamin.
I love your Catboy watch. It's the best. Yeah, so anyhow, so that's what I'm going to do right now. Okay, so I finished the rowing part of my exercise. Now I just got to do weights, and then I should be good for the rest of the day. Whew! So like I said, I'm not like the healthiest person in the universe, and I'm also not like really big on the idea of like showing a bunch of people what I look like shirtless, because I'm a fairly shrimpy dude who's not like very well built. But I thought it might be important just to show people part of the lifestyle of an artist or somebody who needs to multitask. It's not like this is a heavy lifestyle, it's just like a very mild workout. But so I do about a mile on the rowing machine, and then I do certain sets of weights, and then I'm good to go for my day. So now I'm pretty excited because I'm a fairly shrimpy person. After I work out, I have a protein shake, which is actually really tasty, so it kind of acts as like a reward to encourage me to work out again. And it also helps my muscles recover, especially at my age. That's super important because muscles don't recover as quickly as they did when I was younger. milkshake obtained. Now I'm gonna go on with the rest of my day, shower, get the air filter, and then hopefully get to art stuff. So yeah. Alright, change of plans. My sister just texted us on our way to Home Depot while we were getting an air filter to let me know that in a neighboring city they're giving out vaccines because they're about to close shop, but they have some left. And our appointment's not for like a month, so if we can get it earlier, pretty cool. So we're gonna go see if we can do that, but meanwhile we're gonna go drop Benji Bear, who's back there, off at his grandma's, and then we'll see if we can get vaccinated. All right, so we took a diversion because my sister texted us and let us know that there were some leftover vaccines, and so we could get vaccinated early. And so we got our Moderna shots early from this really awesome place that's doing like volunteering and getting people vaccinated. Very cool. So far, I feel okay.
Totally fine.
Yeah. So we'll see how the side effects go. But other than that, hopefully we can just go about our day. We'll see. All right.
To Home Depot.
Yeah. All right, so we went to Home Depot and got ourselves some air filters. One for our air conditioner, which we can use as like a backup if things get really hot, or since we live in Southern California, like we get hit by fires every once in a while, and when we're running the swamp cooler, it yeah, it just feels like having an open window with just smoke blowing in. So
it doesn't cool off.
Yeah.
It's like,
or if it's
hot
humid.
air on a swamp cooler, it won't stay wet enough.
So anyhow, so we're gonna go home and like change out those filters, and then hopefully I can start getting art stuff. We'll see. So far, I haven't noticed any changes, like, from the vaccine. It wasn't really painful. I've heard, like, a lot of the side effects you'll feel, like, the next day, and so I guess we'll find out. But I am strangely wanting to buy Microsoft products. And then Ben, unfortunately, is all bummed out because he's stuck behind the box,
cooler filter.
and so he can't see, like, through the front window, and so that's a little...
I can see the back of the road, but I can't see him.
You can't see behind you?
Yes. I can't see the front window either.
But I will say I'm reconsidering Apple products. Thinking an IBM might be something I need. I don't know. No changes from the vaccine though. So
Yeah,
all right. So we're back home. Dogs are being fed, and got our two filters. The one for the AC and the one for the. And there's Ben. But this is the one for our swamp cooler, so I'll probably change that out real quick right now. Alright, so that was a beast to fix, and it's probably hard to hear me because we have our swamp cooler up and running. What's cool is our house was like 82 degrees because it was midday, and now it's like 70. So keep going, Swampy, keep going. But the downside when you buy new filters for a swamp cooler, it stinks while they're breaking in. So it's there's a terrible smell wafting through our house. Other than that though, it's fixed. Alright, so it took a while, but here it is, and so I'm going to upload that. I updated the description. Corey and I are going to be reviewing this awesome book, Fun Home by Alison Bechdel, this Monday at 9 p.m. Central on the Indie Review Show on YouTube, irisagency.com. But yeah, so that's another thing off the list. Alright, so basically here I am laying out my flats over the black and white artwork that I had basically drawn and created using Adobe Photoshop for these pitch pages that I'm trying to do for a comic that my sister and I are doing for our literary agent. And so in this case I'm coloring in a different method than I usually would. Usually the inks would be over the flat colors, but in this case we're doing the flat colors over the inks, since the inks aren't solid black and white and aliased lines like I usually would work. So these are anti-aliased, and so in this case I'm using the selection tool to block out like certain flat areas and it's looking like tonight I may not actually complete flatting this entire page. And as it's getting later in the day, we just got our vaccinations too, and I'm starting to feel pretty exhausted at this point. So what I'm going to do is flat out these pages. This is obviously a sped up view of it, but I'm going to finish getting some of these flats blocked out, and then I might actually be calling it a night. And I think that might be kind of the theme of this video, is sometimes as a creative you're going to make these massive lists and you may not make it all the way through the lists, but what's important is getting things done as you can. And so basically here I am laying out the flats and trying to get through it so that I can basically at least get closer to checking those things off the list. I think tomorrow what I'm going to end up doing is finishing these flats, but what I do is I try to kind of block out all the areas that are going to be in one color. I use this method quite a lot, and that way when it comes to selecting my flats I can kind of go from like large blocks of color to smaller blocks of color to smaller, and that'll do it for the night. So there you go. I wasn't quite able to accomplish everything that I wanted to on my list, but that's okay. That's kind of the purpose and point of lists for creatives. When you're working on creative projects, it's important to like create some kind of priority. Obviously today with the vaccine and stuff like that, like things got complicated and kind of like some stuff had to get pushed. But what's cool is I have a pretty good order of things done, and I think that tomorrow will be an equally important day. I'm going to try to do these vlogs as often as possible, and so if you're enjoying them or anything like that, please share them, please like them, and then please hit that bell so that you can get notified when these are about to go live. I also do live streams, you know, every other night, sometimes nightly. And so it's a good way to get notifications whenever I'm about to go live. With that being said, also make sure you're subscribed, and thanks again for watching my channel, and I hope you guys are having a really good creative day. Let me know in the comments section how you handle prioritizing projects and whether you think I failed or succeeded at what I was trying to do today. I always make my list a little more ambitious than what I can pull off, and that's just the nature of that kind of thing. But you want to shoot high, and then you can at least meet decent expectations for yourself, and you know, like honestly, I feel pretty good going to sleep knowing that I did a good job. So that's about it, and I will see you guys on the next Vloggins.